You mean we weren't recording that?
No.
I'll have to include that in the bloopers.
Now it's recording. If the red light is on, that means it's recording.
Yes, dear.
I have a special guest with us today. So I told you guys in our last video that I was bringing in some professional help to do the quilting for the Cozy Picnic quilt. So today we are going to attempt to do some circular quilting. And to do that, I brought in my smarty pants dad to help me. This is my dad, my daddy. He is very, very smart, right?
I'm really smart.
Really smart. He's gonna help me figure out kind of the math behind trying to do this spiral quilting, and so it looks good this time, hopefully, so I don't have to redo it again. Let's get started.
That sounds great.
So I did a little drawing, very good drawing, right, of my spirals of what I'm wanting it to look like. But I'm going for kind of like a crop circle look, I think is kind of what's in my head. So this is what we're gonna try to do. It's not gonna be super symmetrical, so that's the way that I would like it to look. So I drew this up for him to look at to kind of understand what was going on in my head, how I would like it to look. Now he gets to figure out how we're gonna do it.
So I just have to transfer this onto the quilt, which is easy enough, so I scale it. This is just to transfer the center of each of these little swirly deals. This one's at 4.
I'm gonna put the kitty down.
So I'm gonna go at 40. 40 inches, and then this way is a 3.5, so I'm gonna go with 35. This worked out really slick.
Almost like we planned it that way.
Yeah. Okay, and then this one is about 6 inches, a little less than 6 inches. So that comes over about, instead of 6, 60. 60. And then this distance is an inch, so we're about 10 inches.
So basically what he just did was he just found the center of each one of my spiral circles. So if you want to have a different layout than this, you can. You just need to find where you want the center of each one of those circles and then mark it on the quilt. So that's basically what we just did. So it sounded very confusing, but it's not. We just found the center of the circles, right?
Right.
Right? That's what we did. All right. So now comes the fun part, right? Drawing on the spiral?
Right.
Right. Okay. Okay. Oh, and the marker that we use is the Dritz Mark Begun marker, and this washes out. So double make sure that you're using the right marking tool when you are marking on your quilt top. This will be linked down in the description box below if you want to get the same marker that we're using.
That sounds great.
Excellent. Okay, so now what we're doing is we are taping our string to a small dowel. Is that a 1/4 inch dowel rod?
It's a 1/4 inch, 5/16, something like that.
Okay, so we're just taping that, and we're using some crochet thread because that's what I had on hand. So we're just taping it onto the stick, right?
Yeah, because we're going to make like a giant compass. So kind of like a compass, except it's going to, the diameter of it's going to change as we go around the dowel. So maybe I'll explain that as we go. Anyways, I've got to attach the string to the dowel so the string doesn't move. So I'm just going to put a little tape on there. There's the string. This is one end of our circle making device that we're going to use. And now we have to determine the length that this needs to be. So this should hang off. We should get the quilt all on the table because I'll need the background or the backing for the pen to leave a mark.
Should have it like that?
Yeah. Okay, so this first tape measure, where did I hide the tape measure? I got it.
Okay.
So this first one, we have to determine what length to make the string. And because she scaled this basically 10 to 1, so this is 68 inches, this is 6.5 inches, so it's close enough to consider it like 10 to 1, so 6.5. I'm not explaining that very well, but so this diameter of this is about 1.8 inches, so we're going to consider that to be 18 inches. 10 times 1.8. So the diameter of this is about 18 inches of this particular spiral. So we'll make the string 18 inches and then we'll start going around. And as we go around, the string is going to wrap around this dowel. So with each rotation, it's going to get that much shorter. Each time we go around, the spiral will be getting tighter and tighter and tighter until we get down to the center.
Yeah, so if you wanted more space between your lines of your spiral, you would use a thicker dowel.
Right.
Okay.
Because the space between your rings on a spiral when you do this is going to be pi times the diameter of the dowel. So for you mathematicians,
Math! We're not concerned about super strict math rules.
oh, got a scissors?
Yes!
This is the shortest one, so this is a good one to start on.
So now we're taping the other end of the string to the pen, and that's gonna help us be able to keep everything working together, basically. And we'll be able to wrap the string around the dowel as we're moving the pen around in the circular motion. It'll make a little bit more sense when we're actually doing it and you can see what we're doing. So do you think this would be easier to do with 2 people? Do you think someone could do this with 1 person?
I think you have to do this with 2 people because one person has to hold the dowel out here.
Right.
And not move it. And then the other person has to come around and draw.
Okay. Yeah, so this is probably best done with 2 people. So that's something to keep in mind.
I'm going to put the string more toward the end of the pen so I'm less likely to wobble around, because as I'm going, if I tip one way or another, it's going to alter the smoothness of my circles. So you want to hold it as upright and perpendicular to the surface as possible. All right, so we're ready to start. So here we go. You can go either direction with this. You can't turn that. You have to keep that still. String is getting stretched. Yeah, there's a little give to that string. I think I got some string that there won't be any give to.
Okay. So we discovered while doing this that the crochet thread that I was using, or that we were using, has a little bit of a stretch to it, and that is making the gaps between the lines not consistent. He just went out to his workshop to get a different string that hopefully does not have stretch to it. So we will figure out what we are doing and then be right back. Is that string that construction workers use to mark off?
Yeah, for doing a straight line. If you're building a wall, you want it to have a straight line, you'd suspend this between 2 points and, try to run along the line, although that's not how carpenters do it. But that is something you could do to check the straight line. I'm just taping this so it can't move. I need it to stay in the same position on the stick so that we end up with a symmetrical looking sphere. I need the tape measure. I'm going to do that at 18. See if I can do this without taping it to the pen.
Tying a little lasso knot for the pen to go through.
Yep.
Round 2. So it's important for me to keep the dowel still, and then it's important for you to keep the pen perpendicular with the quilt.
All right, let's see what happens. You have to leave this
And the
thing.
same.
Let's start it there so it's as long as possible. So
Okay.
this toward the front door.
Okay. Round 2.
So it's that far there.
Yeah, it looks about the same on this side. Looks so far so good.
This string isn't stretching.
Mm-hmm.
Your mark doesn't have to be perfect because you're going to sew it along where it seems like it's more perfect anyways.
Right, these are basically just guidelines. It doesn't have to be super perfect.
Oh, here we come.
Oh, we're able to continue the circle a little bit. A little bit in that corner. Now, if you were doing this on a dark colored quilt top, I'm not sure what you could use to do the marking. I know they do make some kind of like a chalk pencil. I'm not sure how well that would actually mark this marking. So keep that in mind if you do decide to do a dark colored quilt, especially with dark background. I'm not sure how easy it would be to mark it. Though you could do this possibly with a Hera marker instead of like an ink marker. It would just be a little tricky having the string tied to the Hera marker. He usually talks a lot more than this, but he's he's focused. This is gonna look so cool. Thank you for helping me.
Yes, ma'am. Look at that.
There we did it. One down. That looks
pretty
cool.
Pretty consistent.
Here, let's bring the camera. So there is the center of the spiral. It looks pretty cool, huh? So we're gonna do another one, and I'll try to get the camera up closer so you can actually see us as we're marking. But basically what we did was we found our center where we wanted it. We held the dowel rod there and then just took the marker around. So let's do another one. All right, so we got our dowel on the center of our next spiral and we are ready to start spiralizing. Right?
Right.
Are you camera shy, Daddy?
Yeah.
You're doing a great job.
Good enough for what it's for.
That's right, exactly.
With each revolution, the string becomes a little bit shorter because it wraps around the dowel. So you lose one wrap around the dowel in length. So it gets a little shorter, and that's what makes it a very symmetrical sphere, or not sphere, spiral.
It's gonna make a really cool quilting design. And I think this is totally doable for pretty much anybody to try.
Yeah.
As long as you have an extra set of hands. I think this would be pretty difficult to try to do on your own. And there we have another one done. Pretty cool. Here, let me zoom in so you guys can see a little better. Hopefully the camera is picking up the ink. I know it's really light. Yeah, you can kind of see it there. So the blue marks are the spiral. I know it's kind of difficult to see, but that's 2 of 5 done. So we're just gonna keep on going through the process of marking, and then I will show you the quilt top when we are completely done marking.
This is going to require a lot of walking. Oops.
Gonna get your steps in.
Waka waka.
Oh, wait, let me check how many steps I have.
I already have 8,686 steps, so.
Let me
Get
check
that
how
going
many.
for
Hold on. I have 6,828.
It makes perfect sense.
could provide some music or something. Maybe a song.
Which song you want?
I don't know, what song comes to mind?
I don't know. Reminds me of square dancing.
Oh.
Swing your partner around and round, kick her in the butt, and flush her down.
That's a classic
How's
square
that?
dancing song.
How's that for a contribution from Daddy?
Excellent.
That's all I know. Do-si-do. An Alabama twist. I don't know what it is, but... There you go.
Good job. See, that didn't take very long.
Okay. Do you want to say hello? Say hello. Autumn says hello.
What you don't see is my mom sitting right over there watching us the whole time, but she's hiding because she doesn't want to be on camera. So she's over there holding Obi. Did I embarrass you, Mommy? I gotta decide if I want the spiral to go out onto the brown border, or do I want to stop it? What do you think? Do you think it'd be cool if I stopped and just didn't do anything to the border?
I think it should stop.
Okay.
Then it looks more like, you know...
That's the centerpiece. Like.
Yeah.
So it's okay to adjust from the original plan.
Well, the important thing is you have some quilting over the whole surface.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't have anything that doesn't have quilting. So the diameter of that circle has to be big enough to reach this.
Yep. And this is
And
the
then-
farthest point on this. In the center.
The rest of it is already completely covered.
Mm-hmm.
So the only areas that are not covered is over there, right? Pull
Yep.
it that way. Yeah, this is the only surface where we didn't get quilting marks
Yeah.
yet. So it has to be at least that long.
Mm-hmm. How far over into this will it get then? That big circle.
So about 4 inches smaller than the tape, so that would reach. So
Yeah, and
down
that would still
here,
look. That would still be
reach.
huge.
Right here, it reaches, so we're good.
Okay.
So if I make it that length, it'll work without having to shift it all the way to tape.
Perfect.
That's what I'm going for.
Perfection is always the key, right? Not in
Are you
quilting.
getting all this on tape?
Yeah. Quilting is not, or perfection is not the goal with quilting.
Getting it done with the least amount of difficulty is.
Yes.
At
Yep.
least this part of it, so I could be done.
So you can be done helping.
Yeah.
But it's been so much fun so far.
Right.
I've just kind of been standing here.
Okay. What did I do with the marker?
I think you threw it on the floor.
Yeah, there it is.
Yep.
This is going to come over to here. Let's see how far does it go over there.
Go up.
Okay, so I'm going to hold it over there a little bit.
Okay.
Let's see what it does over here.
It's definitely helping that we have a large table to be working with. You could do it on a smaller table, but you would have to be adjusting the quilt.
Alright, so we're going to start. Put that way.
Okay.
I'm going to start right here. Is this the direction I went all of them?
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
No, this
You
way.
were going this way. Counterclockwise.
Okay, I'm going to be walking all the way around the table. Alright, here we go.
Last circle.
Miriam told me not to say anything that would embarrass her. Which kind of
Does that defeat the purpose for you being here?
was kind of my job. Which I've seen as a serious responsibility my whole life. At least since I had Miriam. Was to embarrass our kids. Including Miriam. Oops. Oh, I just made a big mark.
Oh, it's okay. It washes out. It's okay. If you say anything embarrassing, I can just edit it out later.
Okay. You ever tell them about you working out?
I don't. No, I haven't talked about it.
So me and Miriam work out every morning together.
That's right.
For at least an hour, which she's done with me for about a year.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been working out for about 2 years, a little over 2 years. It's good for me. Quilting does a body good.
That's right. Quilting is surprisingly physically taxing, though. You're sitting at your sewing machine and doing like free motion quilting for hours at a time. That is a workout for the arms. I've definitely been sore after a day of quilting.
So quilting and cabinet making are very similar in that they're mechanical and it requires math. People don't think about it. It's a lot of math and just mechanically putting stuff together and kind of knowing the rules to get it done. So I've always had lots of questions for Miriam. Kind of have an understanding of geometry of it. Even if I'm not hands-on with a sewing machine anymore. I did run a sewing machine when I was a kid. My mom used to sew a lot of clothes. So I ran the sewing machine a little bit.
I think you're the one that taught me how to thread a sewing machine
Probably.
when I got my first one.
So it's not just women's work.
That's right.
Although women are better at making things out of love.
That's right.
Alright, we're finishing up the last rotation. The pen is running out of ink.
We have a second one though, just in case.
I have to go over it multiple times so it can be seen.
The spots where the lines are going to be intersecting, the stitches are going to be intersecting, are making some really cool looking diamond shapes. I'm excited to see what that looks like with the stitches. I think it's going to look pretty cool.
One little trick is you want the pencil tipping, not this way because it'll gouge in. So you want the pencil tipping in the same direction that you're marking.
Okay.
Just a little bit. And you're dragging the pencil instead of trying to push it. I'm so sad it's almost done.
We'll have to come up with another project to work on together.
Oh, goody.
Yeah, growing up, whenever he was working on some kind of building project, I liked to be right there watching and asking questions and stuff, and I think that's really helped me. Now, with quilting and stuff because I really enjoy problem solving and trying to figure out stuff, and I think just kind of growing up in that kind of environment really helped.
Plus all the help you were to me, you know, making stuff.
Yeah, I helped so much.
Handing me screws and stuff.
Yeah, that was my job. I'd have a handful of screws.
So instead of just reaching in my pocket or my pouch or a box for my screws, I would hand them to Miriam so she could pretend like she was helping me.
That's right.
But she thought she really was.
Wait a second.
Here we go.
That's the last one.
That's it. That's all, folks.
Yay! Very cool. Now I get to spend hours behind my sewing machine stitching it all together. All right, there we have it. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me and my dad get the quilting ready, or the quilt ready for the quilting. I am so excited to try this now. Now my guidelines are marked, and I'll show kind of a close-up of that so you can kind of see what it looks like. Might look a little, there's a few little messy spots, but it's gonna look really cool with the stitching done, and I'm so excited to get started. I'll be doing that in the next video, which will be out on hopefully on Friday, and very excited for you guys to see that. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. I'm happy to answer any questions that I can. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you give this a try. It was really fun. It was a fun process. It was obviously fun working with my dad. And yeah, so you will need 2 people. Yeah, I think it went really, really well. And I'm very excited to see the finished product now. So have a great rest of your day, and I will talk to you very soon. All right? Bye, guys.
Lights, camera.
I'll edit that out. I still had to do it though.
Just put that in the blooper.
Good.
That'd be good for the blooper at least.